Hello friends. When we hear the name Maitreya, many people immediately think of the future, a Buddha yet to come, a distant age when the world will be renewed, and the Dharma will shine again in its fullness. Maitreya is often imagined as a promise, something to wait for, something beyond our lifetime. But in the Buddhist tradition, the story of Maitreya is not meant to make us passive or nostalgic. It is not an escape into hope. Rather, it is a mirror held up to our present moment. The teaching of Maitreya asks us a quiet but powerful question. What kind of world are we preparing right now? Today, let us reflect on Maitreya, not only as the Buddha of the future, but as the embodiment of loving kindness, patience, and responsibility for the long unfolding of awakening. Let us see how his story speaks directly to our own lives, here and now. Maitreya, or Metteyya in Pali, is known as the Bodhisattva who will become the next Buddha in our world system. His name comes from Maitri, or Metta, meaning loving kindness, the boundless goodwill that wishes happiness and freedom for all beings without exception. In early Buddhist texts, especially the Cakkavatti-Sīhanāda Sutta, Digha Nikaya 26, the Buddha speaks of future cycles of decline and renewal. He explains that when morality deteriorates, human lifespan shortens, suffering increases, and the Dharma fades. But when ethical conduct is restored, human lifespan lengthens, society stabilizes, and eventually a new Buddha appears. Maitreya is a crucial point. Maitreya does not appear randomly. He arises in response to collective conditions. His coming is not magic. It is dependent origination on a cosmic scale. This teaching reminds us that the future is not separate from the present. What we think, say, and do today shapes the world in which future beings will live. In Mahāyāna traditions, especially in texts like the Maitreya-vyākaraṇa and later commentarial literature, Maitreya is portrayed as a great bodhisattva residing in Tusita heaven, patiently awaiting the right time to descend into the human world. Unlike sudden or dramatic saviors, Maitreya waits. This waiting is not laziness, it is wisdom. A bodhisattva does not force awakening upon a world that is not ready. Compassion includes patience. Wisdom includes timing. In our own lives, we often want immediate results, quick enlightenment, instant peace, fast solutions to deep problems. Maitreya's example gently teaches us another rhythm: steady cultivation over long time, faith in gradual transformation, and trust in causes and conditions. Just as a seed does not become a tree overnight, awakening unfolds according to natural law. One of the most touching aspects of Maitreya's story is his posture. In Buddhist iconography, Maitreya is often depicted seated, not in full lotus, but with his feet resting on the ground, as if ready to stand up. This symbolizes readiness to enter the world. While some bodhisattvas embody profound stillness or transcendent insight, Maitreya embodies engaged compassion. He is prepared to walk among people, to teach in marketplaces and villages, to respond to human suffering directly. This imagery reminds us that Buddhism is not only about withdrawal from the world, but also about responsibility toward it. Loving kindness is not an abstract feeling. It is expressed through actions, generosity, ethical conduct, patience, and care. The quality most associated with Maitreya is metta, loving kindness. In early Buddhism, the Metta Sutta, Sutta Nipata 1.8, describes loving kindness as a universal attitude, wishing all beings to be safe, happy, and free from suffering, just as a mother protects her only child. Maitreya embodies this spirit fully, but loving kindness is often misunderstood as being merely gentle or agreeable. In truth, it requires courage. It asks us to refrain from harming even when we are angry. It asks us to speak truthfully even when it is uncomfortable. It asks us to care for others even when there is no reward. Imagine a teacher who continues to guide students patiently even when progress is slow. Imagine a parent who nurtures a child through many difficult years. Imagine someone who continues to act ethically in a society that rewards greed. This is Maitreya's path. According to traditional accounts, when Maitreya eventually appears as a Buddha, the world will be peaceful, people will live long lives, and the Dharma will be easily understood. But this vision should not be read as fantasy. It is a symbolic description of a society grounded in ethical conduct, shila, mental cultivation, samadhi, and wisdom, prajna. In the Cakkavatti-Sīhanāda Sutta, moral decline begins when rulers fail to provide for the poor. Poverty leads to theft, violence, lying, and mistrust. This is a remarkably social teaching. The Buddha is not blaming individuals alone. He is pointing to systemic causes of suffering. Maitreya's world arises when generosity, fairness, and care for the vulnerable are restored. This has profound relevance today. The Dharma is not only practiced on meditation cushions, it is practiced in how societies are organized, how resources are shared, and how power is used. In MahāyānaBuddhism, Maitreya is also associated with the Yogacara tradition through texts said to be taught by him to a Sangha, such as the Mahāyāna Samgraha. Here, Maitreya represents deep insight into the nature of mind, how perception constructs reality, and how liberation comes from transforming consciousness. This connection reminds us that the future Buddha is also about inner work. A peaceful world requires peaceful minds. Loving kindness must be cultivated internally before it can flourish externally. Consider how easily we project fear, judgment, and resentment onto others. How often do we see the world not as it is, but as filtered through our habits and wounds? Maitreya's teaching invites us to purify perception itself. There is a quiet humility in the figure of Maitreya. Unlike Buddhas of the past, he does not claim special urgency. He does not announce himself prematurely. He waits until conditions are ripe. This humility is deeply instructive. In spiritual life, there can be a temptation to feel superior, to believe that insight makes us special. Maitreya shows us another way, to grow quietly, to serve patiently, to trust the path without needing recognition. In this sense, Maitreya is not only the Buddha of the future, he is the guardian of hope grounded in responsibility. Hope in Buddhism is not passive wishing. It is confidence in karma, in cause and effect. It is knowing that wholesome actions matter, even if results are not immediate. How then do we relate to Maitreya today? We do so by practicing loving kindness in small, concrete ways, by choosing patience over irritation, by choosing generosity over accumulation, by choosing understanding over judgment. When we care for others, we become co-creators of Maitreya's world. When we act ethically, we shorten the distance between now and awakening. In Mahāyāna thought, every practitioner who cultivates compassion participates in the Bodhisattva path. We do not wait for Maitreya to save us. We walk alongside him, step by step. The story of Maitreya reminds us that Buddhism is a tradition of deep time. It looks beyond one lifetime, one generation, one historical moment. It teaches us to think in terms of continuity, responsibility, and collective awakening. In a world often dominated by fear of the future, Maitreya offers something rare, a future rooted in kindness, not control, in wisdom, not force. This future is not guaranteed. It is entrusted to us. Maitreya, the future Buddha, is not only a promise of what may come, he is a reflection of what we are becoming. Through loving kindness, patience, and ethical living, we shape the conditions for awakening, for ourselves and for generations yet unborn. The future Buddha waits not because the world is hopeless, but because transformation takes time. May we live in a way that honors that trust. May we cultivate loving kindness in thought, word, and deed. And may our lives become part of the long, compassionate preparation for awakening in this world. Thank you for walking this path of reflection with us. Until next time, may you be gentle with yourself and kind to all beings.